So I am joined today. Welcome back to what we're calling Frontier's Edge. I am your dungeon master, Ben Creighton. I am joined by Stuart of the Loading Crew as 3.
Hello.
I am joined by Brandy Zelisparza as Glinwyn.
Hello.
And I am joined by Yodanashi as Rhaegar Sultani.
Hello, or am I just a figment of your imagination?
Whoa.
You're on the screen, so.
Well, I guess everything on the internet's true. We know that.
Absolutely.
The internet, one of the most trusted things of our time.
Exactly. Where has that gotten us?
Extremely reliable information source.
We are not this week joined by Letter D / Lady D as Shirasak. She was not feeling well this week, but fortunately, it being our party having reached a major settlement, we can go ahead and give her the week off without without mucking up the narrative too much. So as our session opens, the party has reached Crunkledunk City and made contact with Smitty McGillicuddy, leader of the Stab Daddies, the local halfling street gang here, gang of street toughs. They like their knives. They like their knife twirling tricks. None of them seem to be actually fathers, but you don't know.
I mean, how many of them are wearing leather?
That's a different kind of daddy. This is more like...
It's also a different kind of stabby.
True. But you've Mr. McGillicuddy has offered to put you up at the Brainstorm Tavern while you plot your next move. So, as the new day dawns, Shirasak has excused herself to go avail herself of the Temple of Mortamoon, which is here in town. Gerald's decided to go with her, saying, "Yeah, I'm not much of a religious man, but I was raised that way, and it's been a while since I went to temple." So it's the three of you today as Mr. McGillicuddy greets you upon your waking and tells you, well, friends, my instructions from the Lord of the Waters, creepy bastard though he is. I assume I've never met him face to face. Creepy those emissaries tend to be. He's done us certain favors, and it's come time for us to repay them, and he told me to help you out in any way that I could, within reason. So what we're facing is the university has gotten hold of that useful sounding book that you found in the temple in the ruins of Wantopolis. They've gotten that cache of green chips that you found. It sounded like you might be interested in getting those back before setting out on your expedition. Does that are we on the same page?
Aye. That does sound like a good like a fair path to take.
That's kind of what we were coming to get, right? That's what Lord Soup wanted.
Well, the last thing he said to me was he wanted me to learn necromancy, which the potential teacher just left the farm, as it were. Unless anyone here happens to be an expert in education of the necromantic ways.
Well, when it comes to that, this city would not be the wisest place to spread it about that you were looking to learn the necromantic arts in particular. Now, your contract, as I understood it, was to find a set of ruins, the fabled lost city of Poughkeepsie, where you were to find a cache of green chips, much like the ones that were just stolen from you, and deliver them to one Corporal Form in Fort Dean.
I forgot about that name.
What? I do not remember. Oh, you're gonna need to give me a refresh. I am sorry, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, that's okay. This was kind of that was kind of our original original conception for the plot, and then we wound up getting pulled off course in a couple of directions. But yes, this was the
What? Pulled off course in a D&D game?
yeah.
Unheard of.
But yes, the reason, as you recall, we began the first adventure with Three and Glyn having just gotten separated from their ship. That ship had brought Glyn from the old world, where her deal with Lord Soup's mysterious patron, who has just gotten his name courtesy of Stuart taking a liking to that pun last session, is now named Corporal Form.
Okay.
Yes, Corporal Form has, through Lord Soup as his go-between, has hired Glyn, has sponsored her passage to the New World in exchange for leading an expedition to the fabled lost city of Poughkeepsie, which is right around...
And do we know where that is? I was gonna say, do we know where that is?
It is right
Otherwise, it
around
wouldn't be wrong.
here on the map, if you see where I'm... Did I drag you over okay? Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yep.
Okay.
I do see you.
Yep. So you're looking at about a week's journey. There's a market village right here, where the road meets the river, and then from there it's another couple days cross country to where you believe is the location of the fabled lost city.
Okay. I was tasked with Lord of the Waters to do something in particular, wasn't I?
Yes, you've pretty well two things. You remembered he said it was his wish for you to learn the ways of magic, and also for you to present his talisman to Smitty McGillicuddy in Crunkledunk City, which you've done, and that he would give you further instructions, which is kind of what he's now giving you.
Was to go raid the
lost
Go
city
ahead.
of Poughkeepsie.
Okay. Well, it seems that our paths serendipitously coincide. We might as well head that direction if it's just going to benefit every party.
Yes, well, as I say, that was the original contract. However, having through happenstance, or so it would seem, although I don't necessarily believe in that where the Lord of the Waters is concerned. Regardless, having stumbled upon a separate cache of green chips and this book, and having them taken is a bit of a wrinkle. And I've had my people keeping their ears out since you arrived. It seems that the university is preparing its own expedition to the Lost City. Something in that book put them on the same trail that you're on.
Well, I guess we better get there first then.
Well,
Time is up. Go ahead.
the particulars of your mission are up to you. But I might have some suggestions for you.
All right.
This is a bit troubling, but also potentially a bit of an opportunity. You might be able to solve one problem with another. If it was indeed the book which put them on this trail, this might be an opportunity to get it back from them. If you can intercept their party out on the road, that would be much easier than trying to take it back from them here in Crunkledunk City, where they have the home field advantage, as it were.
Oh.
Well, it's not like they're going to be traveling with just the 5 of them. I imagine they're going to have a little bit of an entourage. That is going to be a hard word to learn.
Well,
I did not expect that one to trip me up. I'm sorry. Guard. They have guards.
I'd be not at all surprised if they didn't send a couple stalwarts from the Bronze Guard to watch over the more academic types. Still, to hear you tell it, when they stole the book and the green chips from you in the first place, they had the drop on you. You might be able to even the score a bit this time with the element of surprise yourself, and I may be able to offer you a bit of help to help even the odds. To start with, let's talk about outfitting yourselves for such an exposition. Exposition? No, that's what we've been doing. For such an expedition. Not to put too fine a point on it, he sort of looks left and right, takes out his little triple monkey figurine, and pats it on the head. The monkey's eyes light up. And he waves his hand in the middle of the glamour that is causing 3 to appear as Lord Soup. The fact that I'm not feeling any metal in here, my friend, tells me that you might use a bit of a trip to the blacksmith. Does that sound about right?
I've been in me skivvies pretty much me whole life, as short as it is. I could use a bit of an upgrade. Excuse me. I laugh and nod along. Yes, I would absolutely appreciate some new gear.
I can help you there, and I will give you the services of our stout hired hand Rhaegar as your guide while you're here in the city.
I knew that one was coming. But the college are all pricks, so I'm down.
So that'll be the order of business for today. We'll be getting yourselves equipped. Now, if you'd like to attempt to track down the book while you're here in the city before your rival expedition leaves, that's your business. We've been known to do a bit of the, he spins his knife around, a bit of the old cloak and dagger about these parts, but stealing from the university, that's risky business. If you want my help on that one, you'd best case the place and come to me with a damn good plan. On the other hand, if you want to try to intercept them in the field, you'll be making your way into Orcish territory before all this is done. And of course the book itself, written in Orcish runes to hear you tell it. Any of you read Orcish runes by chance?
No, unfortunately, the orcs taught me some of their chants, but they didn't teach me very much of their writing. At least not as fancy as what was in that book. That was an older style, I think.
Well, the university would be the first place to go when it comes to translating ancient languages. I don't believe there'll be much help. But an even better place to go would be an orc, and I just so happen to know that there is an orc in these parts in Crunkledunk, not often seen in these parts, but one fresh arrived and fresh released from the Bronze Guard prison. If you can track him down, he may be able to help you with that.
Oh. Where might
There's
we...
a lot. You go ahead. Sorry, I'm writing down stuff. Go ahead.
Oh. Where might we find such a personage, and what are they called?
Well, that would be the question. Where he was last seen is easy enough. Rhaegar can show you to where he was held by the Bronze Guard. After that, you're on your own to track him down. What he's called, that much I was not able to get, but if you ask about for an orc, if there's more than one in the city right now, I haven't heard of him. But before any of that, Rhaegar, won't you show them to me T's blacksmithery?
Yeah, it ain't too far. So, we're gonna go ahead and head out, or I'm gonna start moving towards the door, I guess.
Yep, that's pretty much what Smitty had for y'all, unless you had more questions for him before you part for the day. He does also, I forgot to work it in there, but he does also tell you that the university is currently prepping its expedition, but they're not expected to leave for about another week and a half. So you guys have some time to prep things and explore some of these side quests before time becomes of the essence. You'll, yeah.
So I think the plan is to immediately head out and ready the ambush.
I can make that happen if that's what you so decide.
Well, I think our leader would be a little against spilling blood unnecessarily. I don't know. You've been. I look at Glenn. You've been awfully hesitant at at the violence. Want to make sure that you're okay with this.
I mean, I don't really like killing stuff I'm not gonna eat. Sanctity of life and all that. When did I become the leader? Because Lord Soup was the one in charge of everything, so... I mean...
Yeah, but I'm not Lord Soup. I just play him on the stage.
You just play a fleshy being on TV. I mean, I think of the two, I would prefer to try and steal it on the road. We might be able to work wilderness advantages. I mean, there are a lot of animals that can tear through a camp if you're not careful. So
we gotta Lion King this, cause a stampede, grab the book. Our hands are clean.
Long live Crunkle Dunk.
All right. Sure. Let's go. We can mull that around a bit. I think on the road would probably be on the best. But yeah, let's go get outfitted so I'm not like naked.
I mean, so they're planning this expedition, and you're assuming that they're going to take members of the Bronze Guard, but would they maybe be like hiring, well, I don't know, trackers or anything like that? They could be part of their party and then double cross them.
Oh, I'm down for that. Although we may want to make sure that who's in their little expedition won't have any layover with us. You know, if they remember, halfling, right? You're a halfling.
Gnome.
You what?
Gnome. They'll probably remember a gnome, a goblin, and a fat man. We might need to disguise ourselves a little bit if we're suddenly looking for work at the university.
Yeah, see, that might work if I wasn't around with you guys. I kind of made a bit of a name for myself in the military, and let's just say the college doesn't like me very much specifically. They don't, like, hate me to the point where they want to, like, you know...
Well, did you have an opinion?
Yes. Actually, exactly that.
Okay, well... I mean, I don't know how a lot of this stuff works, so...
So as you're talking, you have made your way to the blacksmith's shop, and as you enter, you see just the the biggest, buffest goddamn Wanti you have ever seen in your life, getting her biceps measured by a little bespectacled gnomish man.
What did you say his name was again? You said shop name at the very least.
So you would know this. The Wanti blacksmith is named Me-T. Following our theme naming of all Wanti names ending with T.
Oh my god.
All right. I'm going to kind of lead the way into the door, and as I walk in, I'm going to yell, "Hey, Meaty! We got a beefy order for you!"
Ah, that's my favorite kind of order. Come in, come in. I heard we had travelers in town. In fact, I heard you pass through the old hometown on the way here. How's the old gang? Did you run into...
you.
That's you guys.
Did you run into John T, Zesty?
Oh, okay, that was us. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Boy in a
that's
pleasant bunch. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Nope.
Boy, and what a pleasant bunch they were, too. We had very similar views on the university. Believe the actual words they used were douchebags.
Michi laughs. Yeah, good. Well, I don't see eye to eye with the folks back home on everything. They're good people. But between you and me, they live like fucking primitives. I got on the first boat out of there. Like, look at this, for example. This little guy right here. So clever, the gnome nods to you. He's got this shit. How do you think I got this swole? Take a wild guess.
Point to the gnome?
You guessed it. See, back home, the only way to get this fucking built was to eat a steady diet of younglings. But this guy right here, so clever. He said, "Meaty, go to the source. If eating younglings makes you strong, what do younglings eat?" Anybody?
Milk?
The fat elf gets it in one. But even that wasn't enough. That stuff that comes out of your mammal udders wasn't good enough for this boy. So clever. He figured out a way, his family figured out a way to turn it into this like solid spongy stuff. Cheese. My family makes cheese. That stuff. And when it's and this is where it gets really clever. He takes this leftover watery stuff after the cheese, after the cheese is made, the leftover watery stuff, he turns it into powder. And this blows my freaking mind. Mixes it back into the milk to make super milk. I call it cheese byproduct powder. And I say that's a lame name. I figure I could think of a way better name. There is no way that when you hear this name, you won't think, yes way. I call it Wisconsin powder.
Wisconsin's kind of a long, funny name.
I'm just happy to have such an enthusiastic test subject. It's all very experimental, but she seems to like it.
Well, I guess that's what matters.
I'm sure you'll have a very steady following in due time.
But I'm sorry. Here I've been talking about myself. What can I do for you today?
Oh, I need a suit of armor for me brother.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I say I need a suit of armor for me brother.
You're... Okay, well, I'm going to need to take some measurements. Can your brother come... You know what? Yodenashi. Rhaegar, is this the guy? Am I right in thinking this is the guy?
Yes.
Okay. Wisconsin.
Should I put up brother? For me, brother.
Okay, I'm cool. Wisconsin's cool. Wisconsin, would you get the shades, please? The gnome heads over, locks the door, and draws the shades. Smitty told me about you. It's cool. I don't judge, but I am going to need to take some measurements, so you can drop the glamour.
All right. 3 will shrug, take off the medallion, and just kind of like place it into like a cloth like wrapping, just to prevent like the glamour from going off, and set it on the table nearby.
Whoa, that's cool! I swear these mainlanders think of the coolest stuff. Talking skeletons now! Oh, that's amazing. She takes the tape measure that that the gnome Wisconsin had been measuring her with, and starts taking measurements. Oh, if I had more time, and frankly, if these poor schmucks had more budget, I would love to make a suit of plate with no meat to get in the way. Oh, I could do some amazing stuff. As it is, with the time and the budget I've been given, I'm thinking chainmail should do for you.
You know, that sounds a lot better than what my current situation is, as you can see. And I'll hold up like the suspenders, and like I'm not even certain he's wearing shoes. He's still not wearing shoes, actually. I could do with a pair of oh, they're like boots, but they're a wee bit smaller. You see, I could use them to like stealth around. I would call them sneakers.
Sneaking boots. Ah, that's not a bad idea. As it is, I'll throw in a pair of boots for free, and this, of course, it's all free to you. Smitty's picking up the bill on this one.
You can't see it, but I'm raising an eyebrow in my mind.
It's.
I would actually like to look around and see what they got. Then I'm actually kind of excited.
So yeah, she tells you that she'll have a custom set of chain for you ready in about 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm. Dark. Okay, hold on.
I was actually going to say that before Dark Redhead said it. Things I could do.
Would that work?
Think Wolverine.
Yeah,
They just coat his bones in the metal.
Munch this, says Wolverine, this guy.
I'm not sure if molten metal would adhere to bone in the way it would need to for that. That might take some off-stream research.
I think in order to get the heat hot enough to make liquid metal, I'm pretty sure it would just vaporize his bones in a second, on contact. Because that shit melts flesh. There's no unless we get some magic. Or we get heat resistant magic, enchant him with or have him drink a potion of heat resistance.
Yeah, somebody just continually casting Spare the Dying on him.
Oh my god.
Stabilized.
Well, you would piecemeal it. You would take one bit of his arm, dunk it, hold it there, let it dry, reattach.
Like making a wax hand, only
Just make a giant mold cast of 3 that he then slips himself into, one bone at a time.
Yeah, I suppose that would be the downside of this dip in metal deal, is you would you wouldn't be able to take it off when you want to go stealth. You would be clanking everywhere.
Oh, it would be better. Like, I have an itch. I can never scratch an itch.
How can you have an itch? You don't have nerves.
Oh, sometimes people get on them though.
Oh.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Meaty turns to you, Glenn. Now, for you, I heard you ran into some shadows back home. Does that sound right?
We ran into some shadows here.
Back home as in my home, Wantopolis, the island.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I've got something for you. She goes and rummages in the back and comes out with a quiver of arrows.
Ooh.
Silver-headed arrows, much better against spooks than your garden variety, whatever you have there.
Oh, thank you so much.
So you have a quiver of 12 silvered arrows, and you asked earlier if you'd need to track ammunition. With mundane arrows, no, but with these, kind of yeah, because silvered
Yeah,
ammo is
it.
expensive.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, how prevalent would you say the shadows are, in this realm? Are they kind of confined to that ruin that we found them in, or are they, like, everywhere?
You know, when I was growing up, they were a pretty rare thing. Just lately, for some reason, they seem to be kind of flipping everywhere. The Temple of Mortimund is... I mean, they're a religious organization, and they're kind of making a neat sideline as... Is exterminators the right word when it's undead? But they're the ones around here who ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Beat me to it.
Okay, well,
So yes, silvered weapons, silvered ammunition, kind of in high demand these days.
alright.
It's why I had these on hand. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, it would have been a special order.
Okay. Well,
What else do you have that's silver? Oh, sorry.
No, I appreciate it very much.
Do you have anything else that's silver tipped?
That's all I've got in stock at the moment. The university has been buying them up like crazy. That's where all my silver swords, axes, that sort of thing went. Not much on ranged weapons at the university. I guess they've got cantrips for that, which is why I had these lying around. And the gnome Wisconsin speaks up. Oh, are you an archer then?
Yes, primarily.
Are you a hunter specifically?
I'd like to think that I can feed myself in the wild.
Well, the reason that I ask, I sideline in an organization called the Order of the Quill, scroll makers. If you're looking to outfit yourselves, they'd be a bit out of the price range of, can I just say stab daddies? We all know you work for the stab daddies here, right? We're cool? They're cool? We're cool? Rhaegar, you've done business with these two before. They're cool. They know what your deal is. They're usually, our services are usually a bit out of the Stab Daddy's price range, but I happen to know that the Order of the Quill has been looking for a professional hunter to work a job. You might be able to work some barter if you ask down at the headquarters.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it doesn't interfere with my main job I've already taken, then I'll definitely look into that. Thank you.
All right. Well, not a problem. Well, Meaty, thank you for the measurements. Just keep me up to date on your progress, and I've got to be getting going. Thanks, folks. He takes off.
I'm thinking. Sorry.
Sure.
So you do a lot of business with the university.
Yeah, you kind of can't get away from it in this town. It's a university town, first and foremost. I know No offense, Rhaegar. I know your people have their beef with the university, but in this town, if you're not doing business with the university, what kind of business are you doing? Seriously.
And what are they buying? They're buying up weapons and and all kinds of stuff in order to hunt the ghosts. Have you heard of much of their plans and on where they're going?
I make it my business not to ask those kind of questions. People want weapons? She flexes a bicep. I've got the guns to make them.
Oh, that's fine, but we might be looking for employment with the university. As you said, if you're not working for the university, what kind of business you running?
She tilts her head a little bit. Well, I suppose you could always ask around at the Bronze Guard. They run security at the university and, I mean, in the city in general. Honestly, there's not much of a distinction between the university and the city as far as such things go, but I mean, I'd be real leery being what you are and getting too close to those types. That little trinket that you've got. If I didn't already know, it probably would have fooled me, casual inspection, but trying to fool a bunch of wizards with magic sounds like a bad idea to me, but what do I know? I'm just the snake with the big guns.
I was just thinking out loud. But okay. Well, my line of thought is like, okay, so when you have an organization this big, they subcontract subcontractors, including people who might plan out routes and set up like supply lines. They work through like so many different chains, and specifically, whenever you're setting up huge expeditions like this, are supply lines. So I want to talk to like the people who are breaking their backs, loading up their caravans, and not necessarily the wizards.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at. I'm trying to like slowly snake my way to it, as it were.
Gotcha. Yeah. See if you can, if you can reach that knight named Cuitus through some sort of roundabout method. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would I possibly know anything about that with my time as an emissary to Fort Dean? Who sets up the trips and there and back? Because it also might be a way that I can sort of like pass him off, or is like not like just a random person, but if he has to play as a skeleton, that it's from 14.
Yeah, that could work too.
So necromancy is illegal here. So yeah, like
not allowed in.
Yeah,
but we won't be in here very long. We'll be on the road. So
yeah, Rhaegar, you would,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you would
My
know
character
that. Yeah, university people are not likely to look kindly on using skeleton labor. Like, even once they're outside of Crunkledunk territory, that's kind of like rule number one. Anybody who reports to Crunkledunk does not use necromancy.
Yeah. I was more just trying
However-
to figure out, like, would I know, like, where to start with that train of thought? Because if I was traveling back and forth to Fort Dean a lot, was that just on my own, or was it, like, official sanction where they're like, yeah, let's send this caravan, whatnot? Because that was, like, what we had set up, where I was, like, an emissary between Fort Dean and Crunkledug as allies shortly after the war.
Yeah. So you definitely know the route very well. The roads in between. As far as who to talk to about this specific kind of expedition, where it's directly the university, that you would have
Okay.
less experience with.
That's the difference. This is directly university. That was
This is
Crunkledug
like
government.
this is like university business, academic, not military.
Makes sense.
You could try to.
But
Ooh, go ahead.
If we were able to track down the porters, we might be able to figure out what party size they're taking based on how many rations and stuff that they're loading up.
That's true. Yeah, you could ask around. The marketplace would probably be the place to ask around about that. And you definitely have connections more in the dock areas from working with the stab daddies. That's kind of close to where they're based, but the marketplace north of Midland Park is I mean it's open for business. Everybody, you've definitely done business there before, so it's you could try and ask around there.
Is there any sort of magical authority that is friendly to the stab daddies and not maybe a little bit less friendly, I suppose, to the university? I would like to be able to do something a little bit more with this glamour.
Well, the Order of the Quill is, I mean, they're licensed by the university. You have to be, or you can't do any kind of magical business, but they're not university employees. So that would be a place to start.
Rhaegar's gonna snort and kind of chuckle a bit when they say you have to be licensed by them to do any sort of magical abilities.
Yeah, commercially.
Okay, so what were they called again? The Quill?
Yeah, the Order of the Quill. Yeah, that's who the gnome you just met, Wisconsin Phillips. That's who he works for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then marketplace for caravan size. Okay. Sorry, I'm just dropping everything here, just thinking of what to do.
Sure.
Well, I suppose since what is her Meaty? Since Meaty is taking our orders, do we want to head to the marketplace and do some reconnaissance on what exactly sort of situation we'll be dealing with? Did I cut out again?
Hey, no, I heard you.
Sorry, what?
Okay. I was asking, do you want to head to the marketplace next?
Yeah, that seems like a good next step. See if we can't figure out something about this university's expedition.
And that would also be, you would know, Rhaegar, also the same district that houses the Bronze Guard headquarters, which was where the orc that Smitty mentioned was last seen.
Oh, yeah, that's not too far from where the Bronze Guard do all their business also, so if you wanted to check out into that orc Smitty was talking about, be a good place to start.
Okay.
Good to go.
To the market.
All right. So you head out of so this
Glamour on.
Yep.
Could you imagine? Walks out, and you forgot to put your grammar on, so.
That sounds like an asshole thing I would have done, like, maybe 4 years ago.
First
My
game DMing where you're like,
DM would totally have done that.
first game where you're a DM where you totally let it go to your head, and you're just like, yeah, let me get him.
I didn't say that I put pants on this morning either. Has my character been walking around pantsless this whole time? Or could we just assume certain things?
I brushed my teeth, went to the bathroom, and did my morning stretches. Okay, you don't suffer disadvantage for the day.
Except you only got 1,500 calories in your breakfast, so human speed is halved.
I've been drinking the correct amount of water, so you can't afflict me with kidney stones later.
All right, so Meaty's blacksmith shop was not far away from the Brainstorm Tavern in Small Town, but now you leave the small town district, and Rhaegar guides you through a large sort of semi-park green belt in between city districts, and leads you through that and to a much ritzier part of town. You pass by some like nice brownstone houses and such before reaching the market district. You can see landmarks that you see as you enter the market square. You see a place with a sign with like a book and quill, looks to be where the Order of the Quill is set up shop. You also see an obvious guard station, which is situated by a bridge leading to an island where you can see a tall tower in the distance, and also a storefront with a carved sign with 3 wooden fishes.
I assume this is like Olden City marketplace, super busy, people everywhere.
Yeah, busy marketplace. Mostly elves, but also a fair number of gnomes, halflings, dwarves. Also a fair number of dragonborn and kobolds. Pretty metropolitan, good mix of people.
All right, I'm gonna kind of look at 3. I'm gonna say to them, all right, Lord Soup, just so you're aware, there's a lot of people here in the marketplace, so they don't generally like to be jostled and bumped, if you understand what I'm saying.
I suppose I do. I'll let you take the point then, and I'll just waddle behind you, as it were. Maybe if you give me 2 large grocery bags, and I can make it seem like I shouldn't be. I definitely should not be adjacent to.
All right. So where do you guys want to go first?
Well, we need to find the Order of the Quill, and we need to find somebody who might know where that orc went.
I'm assuming one of those buildings that you described was the Order of the Quill one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, well, the Order of the Quill's right over there. I'm going to point to that one. If I was a betting man, I'd say probably one of the best ways to find out where that orc was is just asking one of the prison guards after they were released. Say you're a friend. Something like that, I don't know.
And is that going to arouse suspicion? I don't know. How are, like, prisoners and orcs in general treated around here? Is it going to be weird that we ask about him?
I mean, it's pretty universally accepted that if you say, that bastard owes me money, people will be willing to help you out.
I'm assuming, because orcs aren't, like, discriminated against or anything in Crunkle Nug. It's mainly just, right?
They're not super common, because they're in this region, they mostly live in nomadic tribes, mostly farther west. So they're not common, but they're not like not allowed or anything.
I mean, no one really has anything against orcs in the city. And believe it or not, despite certain high-ranking people and official being assholes individually, the government isn't totally corrupt completely. So when prisoners are released, it's kind of just as if, you've done your time. They don't really hold it against you, so I don't think anybody would really ask too many questions. Not 100% on that, though. Can't say I've been arrested.
Leans in for the yet.
I almost said that. I like to
sorry.
imagine that he just kind of like smacked his lips a little bit and kind of looked around shiftily.
All right, so what do we want to do first? Quill or Orc?
Let's do the Order of the Quill first, because we got an introduction.
Okay. We'll go up to that. And, does it seem like they're open?
Yeah. I mean, they're open for business. They've got quite a few stacks of scrolls for browsing. Looks like mostly low level stuff, and a different gnome, but with the same voice, because I only have so many voices that I can do. Yes.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yes. How can I help you? What can I interest you in? What can I interest you in today?
Well, we just had a chat with Wisconsin, and he let us know that you might be looking for a hunter, and I happen to be one. So I thought I'd come by and ask what it is you're looking for.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. What we're looking for is someone in the park, in Midland Park. A phase goat has been sighted. You're giving me a look that says you don't know what that is. They're sneaky devils.
Actually not from around here, so if they're one of the local fauna, then I probably haven't heard of them under that name.
Well, they're very rare and not often seen around these parts, let alone in a semi-tamed parkland. They're fey creatures, very slippery, but if you can bring it down, their hide, when properly treated, makes just the most wonderful parchment for high-level scrolls. If you were able to bring this beast into us, well, I could reward you quite handsomely in either gold or, and he gestures to the merchandise, or in merchandise at quite a discount. You would get a better deal in scrolls than in gold, to be perfectly honest.
All right. Well, I can definitely see about that. What kind of traits do the phase goats tend to have? Do they eat the shrubbery? Do they leave behind any kind of scat? Like, what information can you tell me about them?
He hands you a sketch.
That is wonderful. Oh my lord.
Oh, I'm so happy you guys went with this quest line.
Oh my lord. I'm just gonna screenshot that and post it in the chat for Stuart.
They're very mysterious creatures. Very majestic. They're fey creatures, don't you know? They're from the Feywilds, not often seen on this plane of reality, and they've been known to sort of slip in between dimensions. But if you can corner it, like I say, that hide just makes the dankest scrolls.
right, and I guess now I haven't hunted this particular kind of creature before, but I have hunted like deer and stuff like that. Are the hides the same? You need the majority of the body is what you would tan for making these parchments? I just need to know where to shoot it.
Yes, I mean, the more intact you can bring it in, the better. But of course, you have to bring it down to bring it in. So we'll be able to make use of whatever you bring.
Okay. And then again, what kind of do they like? Graze on the shrubbery? Do they eat the air? Promise crammed? Like what is their diet?
Yeah,
The souls of the living children.
As far as I know, they're herbivores. They eat grass. You'll find them in green places, which is probably why he's set up in Midland Park. Plenty of green spaces there to graze.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I will.
They're not aggressive. They're gentle by nature, as I understand it. Although they are wild creatures, so could potentially be unpredictable when threatened. But you're the expert hunter. I'll leave that up to you.
All right. Well, I will see what I can do for you.
Wonderful.
Blinker goat. Oh my goodness. Is this wonderful illustration courtesy of Zodiac Eclipse as well?
It is indeed.
Thank you, Zodiac, for bringing that joy into my life.
This is a compliment. It looks like something straight out of Rick and Morty, and I love it. I just love it. Can't you just hear Rick? Morty, we gotta get the goat. Like, we just gotta get the goat, Morty.
Do there happen to be any illusionists in the house, or any illusion specialists that we could speak to?
Well, we do carry a wide array of illusion scrolls, and if you are able to bring us the hide of that phase goat, we could definitely set you up with something useful to you.
Who's the author of all the illusion scrolls?
Well, we have a wide variety of scribes. If there's something special that you're looking for, let me know, and we could see about putting in a special order if we don't have it on hand. What sort of illusion are you trying to accomplish? Something to spice your food? Something to perhaps enhance a stage play or a musical presentation? What can we do for you?
More like my appearance. See, I got the pretty lass waiting for me back at home, and I wanted to surprise her with maybe something a wee bit different.
Well, it's not the sort of thing that we sell often, because I mean I'm sure a fine upstanding gentleman such as yourself would never, he sort of looks over both shoulders, looks outside. But Scroll of Disguise Self, purely for cosmetic purposes, of course.
Oh, of course. That's why I mentioned the date. I didn't want you... Oh, goodness, could you imagine? Could you imagine? A scandal.
Yes, I think I might just have something that might work out for you. Now that's first level scroll for if you bring me the intact hide of a phase goat, I could part with I should think 3 level 1 scrolls of your choice.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I are the scribes written on the scroll? Because I would like to talk to an illusionist at some point, like just see, like to try to gauge someone who might know more. It's
Okay. Yeah. Let's chat. Let's get a good illusionist name.
I thought of a good one.
Okay.
Jazz Hans.
Jazz Hans. Okay. Although I like Maury the Magnificent.
Maury.
I think we're going with Maury.
And you are not the father.
Well, I mean, not until we officially get inducted into the Stab Daddies, I guess.
Oh, that's awful.
I've worked with him for years, and even I've been dodging that bullet.
Oh, there
He
it is,
absolutely
Jaws.
missed an opportunity with going around Circuitous a while ago, so I had to make it up somewhere.
I blew my Lucky Charms wad early, so it's fine.
This is terrible. Only just now when Zell just said Circuitous, the joke clicked for me.
Expecting something more for a roundabout way to get to Circuitous, but we didn't get there.
Personally, I was a bigger fan of his of the other night circumference. So
I'm not talking about just that joke. I'm talking about the name in general. The past 3 sessions, I didn't even know catch on to the name joke. Just now.
Oh,
Circuitous, okay.
I made sure that he always introduced himself as Cuitus Knight of the Bronze Guard, just so as not to blow that load too early. Yes, Maury Jazz Hans is our resident illusionist. He's off this weekend, but he'll be back on Monday if you'd like to talk to him.
oh, absolutely, my friend, and thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be working for such a fine establishment.
All right.
All right, so we got side quest from the Quill.
Yep.
And then the next one, Orc Guy and Supply Guys, who I've got down. Should we start accepting those quests? Just fill up the log, and then we'll just knock them out one at a time.
Play this like an Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah. We'll just go around, right-click all the NPCs. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me.
So as you exit back into the marketplace, you notice across the way at the Bronze Guard headquarters, you notice a familiar goblin exiting the building. It is Professor Bill.
Oh. Is Bill alone?
Yes.
He does not. Cuitus and Penn are not with him. He doesn't seem to be traveling with. Doesn't seem to be hanging out with anybody in particular. Although he's not alone in the sense that it is still a crowded marketplace in the daytime.
Right.
I would like to follow him if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah. I guess we can tail him, see where he goes.
Yeah, I'm down to follow with you guys. I'm just gonna remind you. I can't say anything because Rhaegar wasn't there, so he doesn't know. He does know about your glamour at this point because he did take the stuff out of your chest. So if he sees you in your glamour, you're technically undead, and he knows this.
Right, and well, it do stick out. And
And Rhaegar has kind of hinted at you that like it might not be good for you if people find out that you're actually a skeleton while in the city.
Right.
Again, Rhaegar can't say anything in game because he wasn't there. He doesn't know. But
No, that should occur to me, but he doesn't see us, right? He doesn't immediately see us, but if we start like tailing him and stealthing behind him,
That's one failed stealth roll away from having the entire Krugdung City Guard after you.
So in fact, everybody go ahead and roll a stealth to see if he notices you. If you're wishing to remain unseen by Professor Bill.
Oh boy.
oh, you can see fucking.
Well,
It doesn't matter if he sees you, Rhaegar.
yeah. So he sees.
No, I'm saying, as long as Lord Snoop's not seen, I'm okay.
Yeah. But so yeah, 3. You catch you notice him first and sort of just Homer Simpson into the hedge your way into the back into the scroll
I understand
shop.
that reference.
But Glenwyn, he notices you and he is walking straight towards you.
All right. Well, I am going to play casual and look around. Let's see, I'm still with Rhaegar, so.
Do I know Bill? Like, would I recognize him?
Roll a history.
Okay.
Well, even if he doesn't, I'm gonna lean over and be like,
Hey, so he's one of the ones we ran into before.
And at this point, Bill he sees that you've noticed him and he waves and says, "Words, just want to talk. I just want to talk."
Okay.
Why would you come here? Of all the places in the world. Is this... He starts to say, is this... And then, like, looks left and right. Can we talk privately?
I mean, I'm not so sure that I should be alone with you, considering how you left me before.
Look, I'm sorry about that. Is your friend here too?
My friend knows well enough to know that he is not welcome around here.
That's a good lie.
So it's technically not lying.
Yeah, no.
Look, I'm gonna level with you. I know what he is, but the others don't. If it was up to Cuitus, you probably wouldn't have made it out of there alive. But you came and saved me and got me out of a bad spot. Can I just give you a piece of advice? Just take the L on this one. You do not want to get mixed up in this stuff. Big things are happening. And you and especially someone like your friend do not want to be caught in the middle of it.
I mean, I've been hired to do a job and I was brought here to do it, so I'm kind of stuck. But I mean, if you could give me some reason why, I'm pretty sure my employer can't follow me in the woods.
There are a lot of parties that are interested in that stuff that you found. And I don't think there's anybody that comes out on top that's good for your friend. Fair warning. He just kind of holds up his hands and then pieces out into the crowd.
okay.
The whole time, like, as I was kind of just darting back and forth between those two, like, noting everything that's said, like...
It's like just wrapped in attention.
It's like the tennis match thing, yes.
Yeah, like, literally just like... He definitely perked up when he heard something about like you don't think your employer could follow you through the woods though.
So, did 3 catch all that, or am I going to have to apparate next to him and reconvene?
We can assume that at least assuming that Glenwyn would convey all of that to you. We don't have we don't have to go over it all again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not doing this in Assassin's Creed style.
He kind of, sort of threatened me. He says there are a lot of parties that are interested in what we found, and it would be a good idea for me to not try to re-find it. Basically.
Oh, to be honest, I've had very little interest in all this nonsense. The only reason I'm still really playing this song and dance, as it were, is to get me master back. And he's kind of got me by the metaphysicals, if it as it were.
Suppose you don't really have any short and curlies, huh? Well,
Yeah, no. So you know, euphemisms and metaphors is all I have at the moment.
I mean, we're stuck right in it. We don't really have the option to just go. I mean, I said that, well, your master might not be able to follow me in the woods, but I'm not so sure that the Lord of the Waters couldn't, so...
He seems to be a bit region-locked, as it were.
Yeah, but he also has envoys, so...
That's when he appears to you into a dream. That's what you think, bitch.
You Cthulhu son of a bitch. And speaking of the envoys, when was the last time you seen one, and how did they get to you?
You're talking to me specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Right.
last time one of the
Yeah.
envoys of the Lord of the Waters showed up.
I suppose I would know about that, wouldn't I? So,
Yeah, so you've seen. It's usually not somebody quite as outlandish as a glamored talking skeleton, but envoys have shown up from time to time. You usually haven't been privy to those conversations, but you've occasionally shown them in and out, and they always seemed off, like a little Peter Sellers-ish, a little twitchy, a little unnatural.
okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
like
At the end of the day, you're definitely the weirdest thing that you sent around here. Of course, I haven't interacted much. Believe it or not, despite my appearance and stature, I'm not a very high-ranking person with the Stab Daddies. Hell, I'm not even actually part of them. I'm just kind of hired. They pay me, and they're about the only people in the city that will pay me for my skills, considering what I am. And so they come around and they're weird, but I just kind of show them in and out. Like every now and then it's the guy that I keep my hand on the hilt of my sword just in case he wants to get a little too jumpy, if you know what I mean. But that said, that guy, whoever the hell he was, I'm assuming some university asshole with how he was carrying himself, he made it sound like there's no one in this continent that is supportive of Soup's lifestyles. Or lack thereof. That just simply isn't the case. In this region, in this part of the continent, absolutely. People don't take too kindly to things like that. Mainly because of the people in charge of the city and that live around the city. But the further south you move and towards the west, there are people that are more forgiving. So don't sell yourselves out just yet.
But we're heading west, aren't we? What's out west?
Ooh, we'd have to be. The uncharted wonders. The reason why I came.
I know of, once you get past 14, you'll hit a mountain range, and past that, I don't know. Never been to the mountain range myself, I just know it's there from maps.
Okay. Alright. Well, we still have some jobs to do. It's not illegal for me to just stand. It probably actually is, come to think of it.
Let me put it this way to you. It's illegal for you to exist.
That's very cutting. To the market, to the butcher.
Yep, so now we'll need to find the green belt so I can find the displacer goat, and
Yep, and that's easy enough because that's the green belt that you passed through to get here. So that would be the place to hunt around for the phase goat.
all right.
I know we kind of did I get metaphored into being a representative of something?
What?
Sorry. Nothing. It's illegal for you to exist. It's very dark thing to say. I like it. I was like, did I get metaphored? Did I get Stan Lee into an X-Men? So yeah, we
That's just how it is. It's
no,
true.
It's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine.
All right. So what else were we wanting to do? We needed to find that orc, and we needed to. Oh, we were gonna try and skim the porters for information on the size of the university's party heading out, and maybe a time frame.
I mean, like, if we could, like, is there a Kroger's or something that we could be like, hey, did the university stop by here? They're buying a lot of stuff for a trip. Isn't that neat? Like,
well, I mean, we know that they've stocked up on weapons, so
yeah.
You smell a actually, I don't know if we've ever quite decided if 3 can smell, but at least the 2 of you with noses can smell the scent of baking bread coming from the storefront with the wooden fishes on the sign.
okay.
How many fishes are on there?
3.
It must be fate then. Just go ahead and walk in brazenly. Maybe they'll get excited seeing a fat guy.
There's a very large, rotund dwarf with a mustache and in an apron behind the counter, who says, "Hello, I'm Chef John with wood fishes with fresh bread."
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
That's right. What can I do for you today? Stuart looked like he might be getting the reference. It's a pretty obscure one.
Yes and no. For a wild second, I thought you were doing Billy Mays, but no, that's more like, "Hi there."
No, I'm doing the voice.
Billy Mays!
I'm doing the voice terribly. My favorite cooking YouTube channel is Food Wishes.
I just discovered binging with Babish, so I don't know.
I'm a huge fan of binging with Babish. Like, I just before this was watching like 3 hours of binging with Babish before coming on to play D&D.
And I don't watch cooking shows, so hopefully somebody in the chat appreciates that one.
Everybody would love binging with Babish simply because of his dry humor. It's amazing.
All right. So I will Hello there, sir. See, I'm actually... Gosh, what am I? I'm about to set out on an expedition, as it were, and I need supplies, and I was wondering if you might be able to accommodate someone of our party.
If it's bread you want, it's bread I've got. And as he's talking, you hear a clattering out back. Oh, not this again. Excuse me just a moment. He pops out the back. You hear it. It sounds like somebody like rustling around in trash cans out in the alley back behind the bakery.
Is there a gunshot and then a cat noise? 'Cause that's what that's what I'm getting in my head right now.
Chef John pops back out. I am terribly sorry. I'm going to have to close down the shop while I go and get the bronze guard. There's a disturbance out back that I don't know how to deal with.
Well, I mean, we're pretty handy at dealing with nuisances. What seems to be the issue?
I'm glad you suggested it.
It's a phase goat, isn't it?
This weird goat keeps getting into my trash.
well, I'll tell you what. If you can convince this guy to leave without hurting him, please. If you can convince him to leave, there's a couple free meals in it for you. Come on back. And he takes you out the bakeries, takes you through the kitchens and out the bakery's back entrance, and out into the alley, where you see just the A skinniest and B filthiest orc you have ever seen in your life, who is rustling around in the trash can. And he sees Chef John come back. Ah, yes, hello, Chef John. Would you like to beat me about the face and head with the broom handle again? Okay, I've already apologized for that. I didn't beat... It was dark, and he startled me, and I thought he was a raccoon. Nobody is going to beat you with anything. Okay, but the offer is on the table. You see what I'm dealing with? I just want you to stop eating my garbage. That's all. 1,000 apologies, but I must consume your refuse so as not to die. Thank you. and Chef John just like rubs his temples in frustration. Look, please don't hurt him. He seems harmless, but I can't have him doing this. There's a soup kitchen just down the street. I don't know how to deal with this. We don't have... People don't go hungry in Crunkle Dunk. There's a soup kitchen that... which is where I donate all the day-olds and stales that he can have for free. And you understand what's in those garbage cans is moldy. It's not safe to eat. It's not good for people. Yes, thank you. Yes, this refuse then, that is what I will eat. Thank you. Just please get rid of him.
I think we found our orc.
Okay, so
I'm gonna pull out some rations.
grown up around orcish tribes, is this a type of behavior or related to a mindset that I might recognize?
This is not typical orcish behavior. The orcs that you're familiar with, I mean, they're nomads. They're, they move from place to place. They're not like urbane city folk, but they bathe. Whereas this guy is filthy and smelly. They eat.
Well, I'm thinking specifically, so this guy just got out of prison. We're not entirely sure what for, but is he thinking maybe that he needs to eat the trash to, I don't know, extra atonement or
You could
some
ask him.
kind of like,
Yeah, let's ask like what
yeah.
dude,
So,
bro.
well,
what the hell?
I'm just if this is some kind of orcish cultural thing that I would be aware of, that would phrase the conversation a little differently. But if this is individual to this specific orc, then all bets are off.
Hey, roll a history with advantage since you're familiar with orcs.
Okay. Where's Bing. Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, this
Nice.
This orc has done something terrible. He is an outcast. He has been exiled and he has clearly internalized this. Like whatever it is that he did, he clearly feels he deserves his punishment.
Okay.
So but it's weird because most he seems he said earlier he's eating this stuff so as not to die. Most orcs in this situation would be keen to die at this point.
Okay. All right, and so he's speaking common.
Yep.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry, lad? Like, I'll just ask.
Oh yes, constantly, but you know, that is the way of things.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the way of things.
No, it is pretty much the way of things. I will consume the refuse, thank you. I may not die yet, so I must consume the refuse.
Well, I have some old things if you'd rather not have refuse, but it's old. I'll offer Soup's old rations. It's gotta be better. It's gotta...
He takes a look at it and sniffs it. Oh, no. This is good food. This could feed a brave knight or a healthy baby. It's not for me.
Why not?
I am... the common tongue is not so good. When
I'm going to. I'll address him in Orcish and say the common tongue isn't necessary.
Oh, nice.
Okay. He speaks a dialect of Orcish that also comes out in this funny accent. But he seems more comfortable. It is a dialect that you are like, it's mutually understandable with what you're familiar with. But he says, "Yes, I am filth. I am when I am dead, the worms will consume my flesh and make the dirt in which the plants may grow, but until then, I am less than the dirt. I am that in which no good thing may grow. I am filth."
And what brought that about?
Oh, please do not ask me to put words to my shame.
How are we able to relieve the shame if we don't know what it is?
Roll a persuasion.
Oh,
Yeah,
nat
baby.
20.
I've done this before.
She's a pro at that. Redeeming orcs.
You will not lock me in the box like the Crunkledunk peoples did, will you?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I came here because the Kronkledunk peoples are known to be wise in the way of magics. And I came to ask for their helps, but instead they locked me in small room. This is abomination. So I did not answer their questions, but you speak the mother tongue. I will show you. And he beckons you into a darker corner of the alley.
Okay.
And he brushes a pile of garbage to either side, and there's a small hooded figure sitting down there. And he takes the hood and pulls it off. It's a zombie, and specifically a child-sized zombie that looks like it used to be an orc.
Okay.
I have done the abomination.
Not everyone would believe that this is an abomination, but the university here does not appreciate this style of magic, but we know who does.
Yes, the Necromancer's Guild. What do you know of the history of necromancy?
Honestly, not very much. But
Can I do a thing?
Sure, do a thing.
I will hold out my hand and say, "My name is Tree. It's a pleasure to be meeting you."
He takes
why don't you shake my friend's hand?
He takes your hand and his eyes widen. Oh, you are. Oh, but
Finger up to the mouth.
what?
So we are aware of the kind of magics that you were looking for, and we can help you find them if you would like to come along with us.
Sir, what is your purpose? He's staring like in amazement at Three.
Open mouth, close mouth. You know,
Fuck, existential crisis incoming.
like tunnel vision. I never asked. I suppose while I was back at the farm in the old country, I was sort of the manager. I handled the paperwork, as it were. But evidently, even that's a little unusual. I was kind of like in charge of my small group of brothers, as it were.
This is not the way of things. In the olden times, necromancy was originally an orcish art. This is not well known. The Necromancer's Guild tells story that it was invented by the dwarfs. This is not so much true. The dwarfs changed it. They learned it from the orcs. They make it regular, into spell that you cast, and it does the same thing every time. Before then, it was never to be done for the living. It was done only for the dead when they had some great task or purpose that was not yet completed. What the dwarfs have done to necromancy, it is an abomination. But you say to me that you work on the farm for the living? This is not the way of things.
now, like, now 3 is getting a little depressed. He's like, oh, you would have thought that the one person in town who would appreciate it. I'm slipping into fucking Russian. I'm sorry. I can't keep it with too many silly voices. Too many. I'll, 3 real like mid sentence after he's realizing he's whinging a bit, we'll just shrug. He's gonna take that feeling and just bury it deep down. Just bury it down. That's the healthy thing to do.
This was my son. You have to understand, after the dwarfs did the abomination with the necromancy, it was forbidden, even for the good purposes. The knowledge was lost. But my son, he was killed by the wooden elves. That is the way of things. They raid us, we raid them. Sometimes we make peace, other times we do not. But even then there are rules. You do not kill the children. You do not kill the lady with the children in the belly. This is not the way of things. But the wooden elf killed my son. And so I seek out the help of the Necromancers Guild. They are the only ones who know the way of bringing back the dead. I am thinking this is the way of things. My son and I, we get revenge on the elf that killed him. And we do. We make him dead as well. It is good. But this should set my son free. Send him on to whatever comes after. And yet my son, he is still here. When the other orcs of my tribe find out what I have done, we are cast out. And rightly so. It is the way of things. I do not know how to release my son from what I have done to him.
So, your son's purpose is not yet complete, or the abomination prevents him from being complete?
This I do not know. Son, stand up. The zombie stands up. Come here. It walks over to him. You turn around. He just turns around in a circle. Okay. Son, do what you will. And the zombie turns straight north and starts walking and starts bumping into the wall. But
Okay.
due north. He wants to go north. I do not know why, but if this is what he wants, then I will help him, and I may not die until I do so. Ye son, stop now. And the little zombie just slumps down into the pile of trash again. I will build up my strength and continue north with him.
Okay. This is also something that we are aware of. Your son is not the only one who wishes to go north. But for the immediate time, you will never be able to gain enough strength if all you allow yourself to eat is refuse. Cannot help him that way.
Roll a persuasion.
What?
Nice. Her rolls are on point tonight. Jeez.
Yeah, those aren't modifiers either. Those are like, just good rolls.
This is a difficult thing for me. I will go to the soup kitchen and I will eat the good foods until I am ready to bring my son north. Thank you
Okay.
for your words.
Do you have a place to stay with your son and yourself, where you don't have to worry about the bronze guard finding him as is and causing more issues?
Yes, they lock me in the small box, and as I say, this is abomination.
Yes.
You may kill a man, that would be great, but to put him in small room, no, this is abomination. They give me foods which I would not eat, and I did not answer their questions, and finally they say, if you will not eat, you will not stay here, and they let me out.
Well, that's all it takes. That's all it takes to get free in Crunkle Dunk. You just go on a hunger strike. God dang. You just guilt them into letting you go.
There's a place in the city. It's not too far. It's down by the docks. They're a rough group, but they're more understanding and forgiving of things like this. They're obviously working with our friend there and gestures towards 3. Go there and tell them that Rhaegar sent you. You're the orc. You're the orc in Crunkle Duck City. Just tell them that, and they'll take care of you. I'm going to give him the address of the Stab Daddy's hideout.
All right. So yeah, you give him directions. I will go. I will eat, and I will take my son to this place. Thank you. Yeah, the Brainstorm Tavern.
And before he leaves, he says, "Oh, by the way, you said you're looking for somebody to help you with magic. Well, I don't know much about necromancy at all. I know people who do, but there are people other than college that know magic." And as I say that, I'm going to kind of twirl my hand, casting prestidigitation for like sparks to fly off, just to say, like, I might be of some help sometime.
Where does your magic... This is not university magic?
No.
It is not Necromancer's Guild magic? Where does this magic come from?
I'm just going to put my hand on my sword and just kind of ominously say, "That's a good question."
Ooh. We will speak more of this. Yes?
Absolutely.
All right. You've solved my orc puzzle.
Yes.
And before it's brought up as a plot hole, whether it's by chat, Zell, or Ben, I know Orcish, so I heard that conversation. I just didn't say it.
Okay. It's dope. Aye, so we are entitled to some free meals, as it were.
All right,
We
so
are
yeah,
making
we'll
great time today. We are making great.
tell Chef John that he does not have to worry about the orc anymore. We didn't ask. Did he go off already? The orc.
If you have more questions for him, you can do them now.
I was
And
just
we can
gonna
bring
ask-
up green. Yeah.
I was going to give him my free meal.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
What's the sword's name?
He didn't say. And in fact, if you ask him, his name may not be spoken.
Okay. Voldemort bit now.
All right.
So-
Well, I think that's probably a good place to. Yep. Chef John gives you each a large, freshly baked loaf of bread that's worth 2 days worth of rations for each of you.
Nice.
Immediately pass it to.
Put on those.
And with that, I think that's probably a good place to stop for the day. We've checked off some quests. We've still got the Phase Goat quest for next time, and I get to decide. I get to do a little more prep work on the sort of player-directed quest that you made for yourselves of getting in good with the folks who are supplying the expedition and gathering info that way. So cool, I like it.
Yay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much to Stuart of the Loading Crew as 3. Thank you to Brandy Zelasparza as Glinwyn, and thank you to Yodanashi as Rhaegar.